Thank you everyone for joining. We're just going to give it one more minute and then we'll get started. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get started. Joe Wunderlick here with the game. I also have with me John Anthony and Padraic O'Kane, both co-founders of Aer Lingus Classic, along with Irish American Events. John is located in the United States, where we have Padraic, I can't say currently in Dublin, but out of Dublin. And we're very excited to have Nebraska and Northwestern joining us in Ireland. They have both been heavily involved in the game all the way back from 1996 to 2012, from organizing travel to hospitality and events and a number of other logistics, and then started this 5-game series, what would have been in 2002, and excited to have the game start again post-COVID in 2022. Seamus, you want to introduce the players?
Absolutely. We have two players with us. We got Nick Henrich and Rahmir Johnson. And then after we introduce John and Pat, I think we'll open for questions. Yep.
Padraic, and I'll give it to you just to do a quick intro, and then we'll ask the questions.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Seamus. Good morning, everybody. It's actually good afternoon here in Ireland. And as it happens, it's 5:30 local in the afternoon. The same time kickoff will be actually for the game in August, so that'll give you a feeling on your clocks where it's going. Weather-wise, we're 22 degrees Celsius, which I think is about 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's good for Ireland. It's cloudy and sunny, and we're happy. We can live with this. So there's no question you're not coming to Ireland for the weather. Give you just a little update on where we are numbers-wise with the game and just a little bit around what's happening around it. We remain confident that the stadium will be 75% full with an American football capacity of 47,500. Currently, Nebraska is approaching about 9,000 traveling fans and party. And we remain confident that we can get that to 10,000 and we can see Nebraska Huskers take over in Dublin in the end of August. Some updates, pep rallies we will be doing on the Friday afternoon in Dublin in a place called Merrion Square. Merrion Square is the heart of Georgia in Dublin, so it's in actual park with Georgian houses all around. It's a very scenic area. The Nebraska pep rally will happen at 4:30 time local, and we understand coach's band chair will attend that at 4:30 in the afternoon. I'd say on the outset, we have an app that we will release in, I think, the first week in August with all this information, etc. We'll ask you to distribute that out to the fans that are traveling, etc. And we'll have all the informations, the do's and don'ts of Dublin, emergencies, and so on and so forth from there. Tailgating, everyone keeps asking us about it. This isn't our first rodeo here in Dublin. 2012, 14, and 16, I've seen teams like Notre Dame, Navy, Penn State, UCF, Georgia Tech and Boston College be here. Unfortunately, we haven't done it for a little while, but we have some good experience of how to do it. On those previous games, they were always on week 1, and there would have been a lunchtime kickoff here, so it would have put a lot of pressure on us to get everybody into the stadium by about 1 o'clock locally. So with the 5:30 kickoff locally, that opens up things really well. And there's 2 areas that we'll be tailgating and have fun in Dublin. The Temple Bar area and the Grafton Quarter area, both in Dublin city centre, and we will be designating a number of pubs and hospitality areas to Nebraska and to Northwestern fans, and again we will list them out beforehand. A good partnership we put together, Budweiser and Guinness. Budweiser, you guys, is playing a big part over here, and you can't come to Dublin without having a pint of Guinness and trying it locally from there. So a lot of fun things happening around the city during the lead up into the game. The game itself, I'm pleased to say, very much set up like a bowl game, in the sense that the logos of both teams are on either side of the pitch. The Irish Air Corps will do a flyover. Halftime and pre-game will be very much a mixture of Irish and American culture, bringing them 2 things together between anthems, the halftime show, and so on and so forth. So There'll be something really for everyone, the local domestic market and you guys traveling in, etc. So it will be a real fun afternoon. And as you know, a 5:30 kickoff on Fox will see us back in the city centre by sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's about a 20 minutes, half an hour if you go to walk it from the stadium back into the city. And just to finish, I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping because I'm sure it's on the heart of some people's minds. Dublin Airport is an international airport. It is extremely busy at the moment. It's back to 2019 levels. It's fair to say, leading up to the last number of weeks, it wasn't ready for the level of business it's now doing. It has caught up nicely. The international check-in is about 3.5 hours in total, which is in line where it would have been in 2019. And just to remember, in Dublin, unlike all other European cities, this is a US pre-clearance. So once you've cleared customs, etc., here in Ireland, unlike London, etc., you're actually on a domestic flight into the United States and you get off in your hub on a domestic way. The elephant in the room, COVID. I'm pleased to mention we have no restrictions in place in Ireland currently. I think we've learned to live with it. Yes, it remains in the community, but thankfully we have very, very low hospitalization figures, 0.001 to be precise in relation to that, and we're 92% of the Irish population is vaccinated. So in a good place at the moment, no current restrictions, etc. So as Joe and Seamus have mentioned, we're heading towards July 11th is the next key date when I think tickets to Nebraska fans will finish up in relation to sale there directly. So we really would love to get that 10,000 figure traveling. I think we're looking at a short-term break for fans and stuff that come at this stage. Our title sponsors, Aer Lingus, fly out of 12 different hubs in the United States. And if you go into aerlingus.com and vacations, as part of their celebration of the 5-game series, they've currently got up a package for I think it's in the region of $2,300, which includes flights, tickets, 4 nights accommodation at 4-star hotel in Dublin, and some nice treats around that. And they're doing that in celebration. So to still find availability to come to Dublin, etc., aerlingus.com /vacations will help you there, as well as our own website, collegefootballireland.com. So that's a bit of an update here from Ireland. I'll hand it back to the guys, and if you have any questions at the end, I'm only happy to answer.
Nick, I'll start you off with a question for you. Obviously, you've been to Ireland before. Can you talk about your experience in Ireland and what you're looking forward to on this trip?
Yeah, I did have the lucky pleasure to travel to Ireland before my senior year of high school, and I mean, it was just gorgeous. I remember there was so much to do, and yeah, I'm looking forward to going back. It's a business trip, so obviously, first time I went for fun, this is for business, but yeah, I think anytime you can experience another culture, it's really special.
And Rahmir, obviously, you have not been to Ireland before. What do you look, obviously, in an event like this? How excited are you to play an event like this and experience some Irish culture as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this would be a good experience. I've never been out of the country, so I'm looking forward to seeing, the Irish culture. I mean, the only thing I know about the Irish culture is Conor McGregor, so hopefully I see him out there from out there. But yeah, like Nick says, a business trip, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the experience.
For everyone else, video-wise, we'll open the floor for questions. Just put it in the chat or raise your hand. Joe, are you seeing the list of hands up feature better than I am?
I do not.
Okay, hold on. Full screen here. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know who can answer this question, but are fans able to buy tickets in Ireland if they came out there without tickets? What would the process be for a fan going out there in order to buy tickets in Ireland?
Yeah, Sean, I'm happy to take that. Ticketmaster.ie will still be selling tickets here. It's funny, our domestic market, we have in the month of July, our All-Ireland finals in Gaelic and in hurling will happen in July. So all our sport and interest is focused on that at the moment. And then we'll drive into, we've kind of got a clean run out of the college football. Normally clashed with our All-Ireland hurling final. But this year, we've nothing big to compete against. So yes, Ticketmaster.ie, you'll be able to pick up tickets right up to the game.
And just to clarify on that, Sean, they do not have a ticket window at the stadium in Ireland. That's very different from the US. So yes, they sell them in Ireland, but it is through the Ticketmaster website. It's not a game day walk up to a ticket window.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mitch Sherman?
All right, can you hear me?
Can.
All right, I've got a question for Nick and Rahmir. Can you guys shed some light on how the upcoming conference game, opening the season, going overseas has impacted the the excitement around the team, and just what you're seeing from Nick on the defensive side and Rahmir offensively as the guys go through this portion of off-season training?
Yeah, it's a really exciting time right now because we're only a couple weeks out of camp, so you can kind of feel the excitement building, and everyone's kind of itching to get the pads back on and kind of ready to go. We know how important this game is to start out our season the right way, so I think everyone collectively is viewing this as a business trip, and yeah, we're ready to roll, we're ready to go.
Yeah, like Nick said, it's a business trip. A lot of guys are just locking in with fall camp around the corner. We just want to lock in and tune in and, get ready for this big game because, it's a Big Ten West game. It's very important for us, and we need to get this W, I would say. So, yeah, we all just locked in and ready to go.
Nick, are you working out right now? Just taking a break?
No, I just got done about 20 minutes ago, so I didn't really have time to change or anything. So I ran out here to the field because it was quiet, and here I am. So
Thank you.
Kendeigh?
Hey guys, can you hear me? All right. Hey, for the players, Nick, both of you guys just mentioned about a business trip. You guys haven't, Nebraska hasn't gone to a bowl game, and I know the fans are kind of treating this, the fans who are going over, kind of treating this like a bowl game. Aren't you guys going to be doing some activities, and isn't that part of the fun of opening in Ireland? And how excited are you to do some of that, kind of separate the football from the pleasure?
yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly what we're going to do, but like you said, I believe we will do a couple things here and there. Yeah, I mean, that'll be a great time experiencing a different culture, and one as cool and as beautiful as Ireland. So that'll be great. But then, right when we're done visiting whatever, we're going to be able to lock back in and refocus on what we are there for, and we're there to play and win a football game. So that's what's most important.
Yeah, I pretty much say the same thing that Nick's saying. I mean, I'm looking forward to attending. I think it's called the Epic. It's like a museum over there. I'm a big museum guy, so I look forward to checking that out. But other than that, I think for us, it's just a business trip, and we just want to, get the W and get back on the plane and go from there, get the season right.
And just real quick to add on to that, I added to the chat quick highlights of their itinerary. They'll be, as mentioned, going to the Epic Museum, which is great history in Ireland and all that fun stuff, able to do ancestry, etc. Also, they'll be going to the Taylor's Three Rock dinner, which more than just a dinner, a lot of Irish dancing, music, very exciting, must see. I went to it last time I was in Ireland, 2016. And then they'll also be visiting the historic jail. Pork, maybe you can add, I don't know as much about that, but I know just about every team that goes has visited there as well.
Yeah, Kilmainham Jail, it's like it closed down 80 odd years ago, but it's like it was just yesterday in there. So a lot of, in 2016 or 1916, when Ireland first went for part of the 1916 Rising, as it's known of, you'll see a lot of history of that around the city, but that's where a lot of our original founders were taken to before they were assassinated by the British. But they started off what will be next year in 2022, our 100-year anniversary of our centenary. So it's got serious history in our country of centenary, but more, it's just so unreal that you can walk into these cells that have never been touched since these guys were taken out and from there. So it's a little bit airy, but it just really gives you the history of the last 100 years in Ireland. So I must see if you get the chance.
It's the
no.
best story of Irish independence. It's the story of Irish independence in a 1 hour or 90-minute field trip walking through a jail. It's a great visit. Very, very interesting.
Erin Sorensen, you're next.
So for both Nick and Rahmir, this is your second year playing a week 0 game, but both of those were on the road, but this is also a different situation. You're going overseas. How have you maybe started those conversations of preparing yourself to play a game in a significantly different time zone than you're used to right now? But, that's going to be a quick turnaround also coming back after that game. How are you starting those preparations today leading into fall camp?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting camp early, which I think is going to be a lot of help. I mean, it's really important to be in really good shape right now. And then I think a big thing will be handling the travel well. We're going to have to sleep on a plane, and we're going to have to rest and not watch movies and relax. And then once we get there, we're going to have, we're going to have to get adjusted to the time quickly, which I think is going to be another big thing. And it's just going to be, as a team, how we can handle those changes and those details, just like any other trip, but it's going to be a little harder with the time changes, but I think we're all excited and ready for it.
Let's go. Go ahead, Rahmir. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. Same thing like Nick saying, it's gonna be a quick turnaround, but we signed up for this stuff, and we love the sport like how we love it. What I'm saying? We're gonna be all for it. So we're not really like worried about that at the most part. And I think we were fine for the most part, to be honest with you.
And the players, they'll get to arrive. They'll depart Nebraska on Monday and arrive on Tuesday, and then they will probably hit the ground running and try and stay awake to get adjusted to the schedule. And as Nick said, sleeping on the plane will definitely be key.
Kevin Suits.
I was wondering if you could share the ticket information on the Northwestern side of the matchup, how many tickets have been sold. And then the second question I would have is from the numbers that you guys have at the moment with the game less than 2 months away, ticket response wise, is it what you expected at this point? And I guess just your overall perception in terms of the response from fans on the Nebraska side.
Yeah, no problem. So Nebraska, Northwestern are just over the 3,000 mark at the minute. So you guys are definitely in control of the stadium. Albeit Coach Fitzgerald has come over and done a serious campaign about it with his Irish ancestral to drum up some support. But Go Reds has a lot of bearing here with Munster, rugby, and Cork in particular, where I am at the minute. This is where we'd like to be. This game should have been a sellout. COVID has obviously played its part in relation to the numbers that have travelled. We're very much aware of that. We had this down for 20,000 plus, particularly with Nebraska in the fixture. So, but we bounced back well. There's good travelling over. Considering what's been thrown at us over the last 12 to 18 months is disappointing. 35,000 plus in a 47,000 seater stadium will be fine, and that's in around where it's going to be, 36,000 people in a 47,500 seater stadium.
Mitch Sherman.
Yeah, I got one for Joe or Padraic. What you mentioned the pep rally on Friday. What other kind of opportunities will there be for fans to travel to interact with the teams, if that's at all part of the plan, and just fan related activities that are planned?
Yeah, okay. So probably more band and chair interacting around the city. We're going to position them out and around. Dublin is a city, so it's our capital city. To put it in perspective, it's a hinterland population of about 2 million people, of which 1 million live in the city. So it's not the biggest city in the world, and it's quite easy to get around, etc. It's a very cultural city, so most places will have flags up, whether it's Northwestern or Nebraska or both, to take it into it. And particularly on Saturday, whereas before the panic has been maybe grab a pint of Guinness in Temple Bar and try and get to the game at 1 o'clock, we'll now be able to take in culture and go to places like Dublin Castle and the Royal Hospital, Kilmaine, and Trinity College. And the city is over 1,000-year-old in relation to buildings and history, etc. So in and around that Temple Bar and that Grafton Quarter area, they'll be the two main hubs where things are going to be going on with from live music and all other aspects out of it as we make our way towards the stadium. So people, the fans will find it, and as I said, we've designated pubs and areas to each school as well, and then pubs will be completely dressed in your colours and bric-a-brac and everything else going with it. And I think there's some guest bears going into some of the pubs. So the Irish people like events like this coming into town, and there'll be a huge welcome for the supporters, etc. And anyone with any Irish ancestral through Epic, as I think one of the boys referred to, it's just a fantastic museum to see the history of Ireland in America. You know, I think we claim 23 of your Irish or American presidents to date in relation to their ancestral, etc., which is over half of them. So it's going to be a real fun weekend. We've learned what pep rally and tailgates are from being over there, and we've added the Irishness to it. So instead of being, I suppose, tailgating in your vans and your pickups, you're going to be doing it in the bars and the restaurants. And we've Irishized it, if you'd like to put it that way. So it's going to be a real fun weekend. And the nice thing about it, the people from Dublin will join in too. They want to be part of this. Outside of that, there's a number of business and academic events going on. I think Nebraska are working closely with UCD, and I think your governor's traveling, and there's some symposium going on around agriculture. There's a CEO event on the Friday where some of your visiting CEOs from your alumni and from Northwestern alumni and Irish will be meeting in the Mansion House, and Gwen Shortwell, the CEO and president of SpaceX, is the keynote speaker at that. So there's a number of smaller events like that going on around it, but as soon as you get into the airport in Dublin Airport, you'll know you've arrived home, because the welcome will be there as soon as you get to the airport, never mind the city.
Thanks.
Andy Kendeigh?
This is one for the players again. Rahmir, maybe you can start. You both mentioned the business trip aspect of this trip, and knowing what you guys went through last year and how it didn't go as well as you wanted to out of the gate. How much urgency is placed on this game moving forward, given all the pressure surrounding this team to perform this year?
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's a lot of pressure, but for us, it's just outside noise. We focus on like the Northwestern and the opponent we got to play against them. And I think we just got to lock in. You know, we know what happened last year, and, you know, that's in the past now. We focus on this year, and I think we just got to lock in and come together and, you know, focus on our skills and focus on like what we know we can do. And I think we're going to be really set for this upcoming game in Ireland. So I think we're going to be very good, and I'm looking forward to this game. Like we said, it's a business trip, and it's going to make it a business trip when the time comes.
How about you, Nick? What about the urgency on your end from the defensive side of the football to perform?
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with like what Rahmir said. There's definitely pressure. There's no doubt about it, and we gotta, like, it's a new season from last year, but we still gotta kind of remember what those feelings felt like, how much it hurt coming up that short, and we've been kind of using that as fuel. Like, through these workouts are pretty grueling and tough, so we just gotta finish out the summer strong, you know, keep getting in shape, keep getting better, and then have a great camp, and then go out there and handle business.
Perfect. If there's don't see any more questions in the queue, I'll wrap it up with Joe and finish up.
Excellent. Yeah, Pork or John or the players, anything you'd like to closing remarks? If not, as I mentioned in the chat, we will send the video recording. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Obviously, y'all are all pros at this mute, unmute stuff. So thank you for all of that. And definitely want to thank the two student athletes for joining us, taking time out of their busy day, post-workout, jumping in and joining us. And we hope to see everyone in Ireland.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Y'all as well.
Yep.